Yes, and we're live. Hi, good evening, everyone. We are here once again just to have a wonderful time with you. And tonight, thank God, I have the lovely Christine with me tonight and the funny Joe, who happens to be a Grinch this season. Two of um, my favorite persons that I have met for this new year. So, Christine, it's so wonderful to have you back. I missed her friendship for a little while. She was a little down and out, but I am so glad I was able to talk to her today and to see that bright smile and that excitement of getting on live tonight. Christine, welcome back. And Joe, well, it's so wonderful to have you here tonight also. Somehow he's always the king between the queens.
You're always the only one.
Yes. So we want to talk tonight. Alexa, what's that? I, uh, Joe, I didn't hear what you said.
Yes, again, the only one.
Joe?
King.
Yes, again, yes. Well, that's a good thing, isn't it?
It
You all
is
hear
too.
me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, I'm hearing you. Yeah, so that's a very good thing. And tonight we just want to look at the year at a glance. We had high times, we had low times, we had to deal with COVID, and we had learning experiences. And so we just want to sit back tonight and just have fun and chat about the year that has gone so far. So, Christine, can you tell us something?
Oh man. Okay. Well, again, Beverly, thank you so much for having me back on the show. And it's great to be back. Dealt with some loss at the end of 2020, like many people. So I know that we're talking about 2020 at a glance. And earlier today, I was thinking about a lot of the things that we've gone through as a planet, really. We've seen things kind of dip down and be really bad. And then from that, we were able to rise from it and see things that were very good come out of some very bad circumstances. So that's what I was reflecting on. And we can kind of get into that if you guys want later. But 2020 has been a roller coaster of a year, and either you ride or you sit back and watch. So I think all of us can say that 2020 has been, although it's been a trying year health wise with the pandemic, that pandemic has allowed us to reset, refocus, and really build some new relationships that have made us come out better. And I think 2021 will hopefully be a year where we can show how much stronger we've become because of 2020. Beverly, did you freeze on us? What do you think, Joe?
A little bit, yeah. That's a payback for calling me a Grinch, but she'll come back.
There
Yeah,
she
she's
is.
back.
Sorry, I think my internet is giving me some problem. I hope I don't have much of that problem tonight as last time. Yes, so I didn't hear what you said in the ending.
Basically 2020 has just been, it's been a year that's been like a roller coaster is what I was saying. So either we've enjoyed the ride or we sat back and watched, but either way, we've all come out hopefully on top. Like all three of us, we can say, yes, it's been a trying year. And I think she's freezing again. Come on, Beverly. Come on, internet.
Put on some fire.
Let's see if we have any comments. Not yet. But anyway, Joe, you understand what I was saying. Oh, Beverly's gone. She'll be back.
Sure, jumping back. Yeah, absolutely. There are many ways we can look at this year. It was definitely challenging and struggling from some point of view. But then on other hand, I'm speaking now in behalf or for myself, it was the best year in my life as well. So it's just really on a point or the perception that you're having on it. Yes, we are coming through challenging times. Keyword coming through. We're not staying in them. We're just getting over it or going through it. A really important thing is, from my point of view, is where's your focus? What you're focusing on? Who you're surrounding yourself with? Where is your attention going? Where your attention goes, energy flows, and that's sort of a result you're going to get. I can say on one hand that I nearly lost my business this year because the country has been shut down for 9 months. I'm not even going into financial matter. But then on another hand, I have rediscovered my purpose that I have been fighting for and dreaming and hoping for the last 6 years. And I almost forgot about it. Another part is this is a year where I have invested the most in myself, in my knowledge, in courses, in trainings for the last 36 years that I am alive. And with God's help, many thousands of people will be benefiting from it in the near future. So it really does matter how you're looking at it.
Yes, I agree.
Yes, from one hand, we can be stuck at homes or lockdowns or closed at homes, but what really matter, what are you doing with that time? Are you connecting to some like-minded people, or are you connecting to people that can pull you out of your current situation? Your current situation is not you, it's not your life. It's just the place that you're going through. But it's on you to choose direction you're going to go.
Absolutely.
Yes, it is. It truly is. And, you know, this year started off really rocky for me. And if I had kept the mindset that I had, the year would have turned out to be the worst year ever. And I have to say, with all honesty, that this year was actually the best year for me. I am so sorry and so hurt by the fact that there are persons who lose persons on this journey. Fortunately, I wasn't one. But, you know, even for me, you know, trying this year, the fact that I tried to take my life just this year, and to be sitting here now says, you know, we are talking about the roller coaster, just exactly how much a roller coaster ride this has been. But you know, the motto that I have learned to allow to direct my life and play a great important part in my life is gratitude is a must. Gratitude, you see, being able to count your blessings, being able to open your eyes to the fact that there is so much out there for you to have a fulfilling and a rich experience, knowing that when you walk in your purpose, that every single thing you need is out there, makes a total difference. You know, you're still in the same year. Some of these situations are still the same, like COVID is still there. And yet still, the year turned out to be different because I choose to make a different decision. I choose to see things from a different point of view.
Yeah, I think that's big to remember that we choose how we're going to live. We choose how we're going to see things. We choose the mindset that we're going to have and the attitude that we're going to have when it comes to difficult circumstances. COVID, coronavirus, whatever we want to call this pandemic, put us all on a level playing field to have some adversity in our lives. It was the great equalizer. Everyone is going through it. Everyone has quarantined or known someone that has gotten sick, been sick, and it has allowed us to really define ourselves. You know, we listened to Les Brown talking about in the Power Voice class that we are all in. We listened to him talk about how we want to live our life and leave a legacy, and how these are trying times, and what imprint are we going to leave on the world. And we all understand sitting there that there's a sense of urgency. You know, prior to COVID, it was more about, have you ever gone through something? Have you ever gone through pain or struggle for you to understand and empathize with people? Well, now we can all empathize at least with that one thing, and empathize with each other and say, you know what? I understand. I know what struggle is. I know what it's like to not be able to do what I want to do and to be where I want to be. However, this is pushing me forward and not hindering me to stay stagnant. And COVID really is opening up the eyes for all of us to be able to see who we are.
Yes. Yeah, it actually brought.
There is a saying that there's good in every bad that we have to look for.
Mm-hmm.
And if I connect to that, what you just said, Christine, is you are in a Power Voice group, so are all of us. There's another group, TIR. There's numerous podcasts that have been launched over the last months. That's mass of people supporting each other day or night, whenever somebody needs it or needs to say something or ask something. I think the benefit from this hard time that all globe has is to come back to our nature as to be more human. Because before, there were struggles before, there were sicknesses before. Every single person in the world had some challenge or some form of it, or knew someone that had some health condition. But now we're all in the same space, in the same time, experiencing the same thing, and no one's different.
Mm-hmm.
That's what brought us closer together.
Yeah,
I believe.
Yeah. Yes, and Joe, it brought a lot of things to the forefront, because we can see a rise in domestic violence and abuse. We can see a rise in depression and stuff like that, but it's not COVID is responsible for it. It speaks volume as to our mindset. And so COVID was able to bring these things out to the forefront, that we need to work on our mindset. We need to be able to come to a better mental health, where we are able to cope and deal with any situation that is put forward to us, you know?
I believe that if there is one person that is listening and is shy to do whatever he wanted to do, and we can help him, let's say one person a night, that's a huge difference, because that person would probably never be able to speak up or ask for help. And yes, all three of us sitting here were in that position at some stage in our life when we were hiding. we wouldn't have this chance or this opportunity not being for the situation that is going on in the world. I'm a strong believer to look for the silver lining in a cloud, you know. And I hope that someone will come up and say, "Yes, I'm here. I need help."
Right. And whatever means or request that is, to let us know.
Yeah, and I have a hope that people will stop or start say it positive way, start looking at the opportunities that are there, or if they aren't, create them. It
Absolutely.
doesn't matter where you're from. If you're living in I don't care where, in which corner of the world. I'm coming from very poor background, where my first sneakers, I didn't even have a shoelaces, so I had to put a rope for tying boxes into them instead of shoelaces, you know? So it doesn't matter if you're living in Africa, America, Europe, Asia, it doesn't matter. You're same human as Kristen, Beverly, or me.
Yeah.
Just ask for help.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yes, and it also gave some of us the opportunity to share our stories so that we could, for those persons who don't have the courage to come out and ask for help, they could be able to hear our voices. They could be able to hear our stories and find some sort of hope and some sort of answer to their own problem. You know, at this COVID have given us. Listen, as I said, I have had this program on the back burner for so long, and if I wasn't home because of COVID, most likely I would not have been on Facebook because I rarely ever go on Facebook. But because of it, I was able to be on Facebook to get this invitation to join the Les Brown course. And through joining the Les Brown course, now I am able to pursue with others like Christine and Joe. You know, we are able to pursue our purpose in life and our goals. And it's not just about building ourselves, it's about building others. It's about letting others know, listen, there is hope. The situation might be hard, but you can. You can come through with it. You can, you know, fight the good fight. There are other people that is out there also who understand. And as Joe and Christine said, who are willing for you to say, you know, to speak to you if you choose to reach out to us.
Yes. So we'll have to put our contact information in the comments after this if they want to reach out to us going forward. I know that I will be putting together some packaging for life coaching on my website. And Joe and Beverly, I know you guys are thinking about doing some great things as well. So, you know, now is the time for us to connect with people that really need us. And like Les always says, there is the wave that we need to be most concerned about when it comes to COVID is the mental health aspect of the effects of COVID. People that have been isolated, people that are depressed, people that are struggling, people that are unemployed, people that have lost loved ones. They need motivation. They need encouragement. They need someone to reach out to. And we're here. We're here. And we would not be doing this had it not been for COVID. Or let me say it this way, we would have eventually done it, but it would have been further down the road. And I think this was the push that I know I needed because I was in my career in sales, hospitality sales, and the tourism and travel industry just plummeted. And being let go from my job, being unemployed myself, I understand what it's like. to be unemployed. And it's not a good feeling to know you get a phone call and they say, you don't need to come into work tomorrow. And in fact, we kind of don't trust you enough to not be upset to just come in and get your stuff. So let's schedule a time for you to get all the stuff that you paid for. Your key doesn't work anymore.
Yeah.
You know, what a slap in the face. You know, there's a pandemic. I don't have a job, you know, but it's real. And a lot of people got those phone calls in March. In my company, over 240 managers got that phone call on a Sunday, getting ready for work on Monday. Like, okay, I'm going to do this. I'm going to, you know, right now we can't wear a mask at work because my job doesn't think that it's a good look. You know, it would make our guests feel unsafe. And now it's the opposite, right? Whoever's there is wearing a mask because now the US government or certain states are mandating that you do wear a mask, you know? So you have a lot of conflict of information and just a lot of uncertainty. And then we find that it pushes us to do the things that we would not have done before. I think a lot of people like me were settling. I know that I settled into a career saying, you know what, I'm in a leadership position. I'm in the hospitality industry. I am able to write contracts and negotiate and build relationships with people. And I settled for that as my career. And I didn't have to. That's what I've been able to open my eyes to, is I don't have to settle for a comfy career or a comfy lifestyle that can be taken from me. I can create the life that I want to live, and I can show other people how to do the same. And I can speak positivity into them, even though, you know, it's easy to not say the good things. It's easy to be quiet. But what COVID reminds us and what death and illness reminds us is that time is limited. Life is finite, but words are impactful, and feeling that vibration of good energy lasts forever. So I think it was Oprah, I might be wrong, that said, I will forget what people said, and I may forget what people did, but I won't forget the way that they made me feel or the way that I made them feel.
Yeah.
And that feeling, that vibration, if you will, is what lasts. And I think that right now we are on a worldwide test of what vibration are we going to resonate on. And as long as we have more good to outweigh the bad, as long as we are more positive and optimistic rather than pessimistic, then we can outweigh that. And we can push this world into a better outcome than where we were. Because, I mean, think about even LA or even places like LA where pollution was high. And then you have people quarantine and they say, oh, the smog is gone. The skies are clear. The air quality is wonderful. That's only because we stopped for a moment, we paused, and we allowed the world to kind of reset itself.
Yeah, there was in the news in Asia as well, in the big Chinese cities that for I don't know how many years they haven't seen sky.
Right. So what it tells us in this quote unquote calamity, right, is that at the same time that we think it's bad, it's actually a good thing. Like, we literally are healing the earth as people are ill. We're healing the earth that we live in and that we require to sustain life.
You know, as you mentioned a couple of minutes back, what Mr. Brown is saying about leaving a legacy, I strongly believe, and I have it all over my profiles, that what you do for yourself during your lifetime dies with you.
What
but
you
what you do for others
and
remains eternal. That's a quote from Dr. Albert Pine.
Uh-huh.
And now is our time to inspire next generation. Look what
Absolutely.
Dale Carnegie had done, Napoleon Hill. We're learning from them books 100 years later. Les Brown, 50 years in speaking industry, 3.2 billion inspired people all over the globe. Now that's a legacy.
Right?
It's time for other people to step up who will be here in next 50 years, in next 60 years, to keep on inspiring others and passing on his legacy,
Absolutely.
our legacy.
Yes.
Beverly is back.
Yes, I'm sorry. So I missed some of the conversation. My internet is giving a lot of trouble. I don't know if it's because of the season. So I missed some of the conversation that was taking place. So I listened for a little while so I can pick back. I can pick up from where you all, left off.
Yeah.
We just said at the end that we are the next generation of people that will be inspiring people from now on. You know, as I mentioned, Les Brown's legacy, he's speaking for 50 years, have inspired over 3.2 billion people. Napoleon Hill, his books are taught for the last 100 years. It's our time to take the Olympian torch and continue. I hope that's what how you call it in English, yeah? Olympian torch. Yeah,
Yep.
okay.
Yeah. Yep. Pass
The
the torch.
mantle.
We'll take
Yeah.
it now. You know, we'll take it, we'll run with it, and then eventually we pass it on to the next generation.
Yes, yes. Pass the torch. Mm.
So, do you guys? I have a list of things that since we are
No,
live,
Christine, you were
I
speaking
want to
about
talk about
something,
the
and
things
I
that
didn't
I did
quite
this
get
year.
the entirety of what you were saying. That's when you were speaking about the mask.
Speaking about what?
In March.
Oh, about and how I lost my job in March.
I'm just guessing.
So yeah, I'll go back to that. So let me offer you guys kind of like the dichotomy of what this year has been like for me. Okay. So we can talk about the negative or we can talk about the positive that
You were
came out
speaking
of
about
the
the
negative,
mask.
right? So really,
Uh,
sorry. What were you saying, Beverly?
mm,
I'm going to keep going. Okay. So I can talk about the positive that comes out of the negative, right?
right.
So unemployed me, wondering what am I going to do? I got time with my kids that I
Nothing. I
would have
said right.
never had.
Go ahead.
That's a huge time delay, I'd say.
Yes, it is. I instead of having only really the evenings and rush hour traffic, coming home very late, having late dinners, and my little one really just wanting to cuddle and then go to sleep and wake up in the morning and it was time to go again. And I only really got 2 days in a week with her, where now I know her way better than I would have had she been in daycare all this time.
Yeah.
So one, that was a huge blessing to be able to have that. And then at the same time, I focused on me. So let me tell you the things that I was able to do. I wrote it down because I was like, I don't know if I can keep up with all of this. And I'm sure I'm missing something. I became a certified Les Brown speaker. Feel free to give me a high five in the comments if you're certified Les Brown speaker, a Summit 2 Power Voice speaker. I've worked on my mindset with John Tallarico, and I have been able to work on some tech things with Alicia and Lorette Little. Huge. I have it right here. became an extreme execution coach with Dr. Eric Thomas, aka E.T., the hip hop preacher.
Really?
Okay. Yes. Yes, sir.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I have completed my book that I held on to for over a decade. So I didn't tell my story, right, about sexual assault and overcoming. I told it, and I will keep telling it because I am going to empower sexual assault survivors to overcome their trauma. And we're going to use Eric Thomas's methods and me becoming a certified coach with him as well. Okay.
Really?
So I'm going to be so excited in 2021 to release that. My book that goes along with my story is so personal, you guys. So personal. But I was able to find through Les Brown and John Tallarico a publisher. Her name is Denise Nicholson with Bold Publishing. She's helping me launch this book in February of 2021. We started working with each other in October. She literally took my personal journal that was so hard for me to say, okay, how am I going to do this? How am I going to get it published? And we're doing it, and it's real. And on top of that, we're looking at 2 different magazines that I will be potentially featured in 2021. Okay. So yeah, that's amazing. This all happened in 2020. Okay. In a matter of like 6 months. Beverly, we had our mentorship that we started that's listed on my wins for 2020. To me, that's amazing to be able to help you and to guide myself to try to be a leader for you. And that to me was a huge honor to be able to have that in 2020. So I've watched you launch Real Talk and see one of your dreams come true. I've helped you do that. So it was a dream of me to help somebody, and I helped you. So it was a win-win. 2020. Okay, I've read so many books. So here we go. These are some books that will help you guys if you want to, if you guys want to grow.
Awesome.
Okay. So You've Got to Be Hungry by Les Brown. I'm sure all 3 of us have read that. If we haven't, it's almost done. Okay. That's a good book. The Science of Getting Rich. Think and Grow Rich. Becoming Supernatural. A Return to Love. And Soar. Okay. I would not have read that many books if it weren't 2020 and we weren't quarantined. I have focused on how many streams of income I want, and I've set goals for myself for 2021. Get this. So at the beginning of 2020, the boss that fired me, okay, that called me and fired me, I'm going to have to write her a thank you letter, okay, because we did vision boards 2 years in a row, in 2019 and in 2020. My word for 2020 was hustle. Hustle. And I hustled my butt off, even though I didn't have that same job. So booyah, COVID, I don't care. I still hustled. I still did it. And this time it was for me. It wasn't for someone else's millions. And I get a little percentage as a salary and as a thank you. This is all for me to benefit me and my children, other people in a positive way. And I used to always say, I don't feel like negotiating rooms and room nights at a hotel is impactful to people's lives. Well, now I can say that I feel like I've impacted lives. So thank you, 2020. High five. Yes, yes, yes. I am proud of myself. I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry.
You're not sorry.
I'm not sorry. This has been an amazing year, despite all of the adversity.
Yes. Amazing, amazing results. I think we should get Beverly some fireplace. She keeps freezing.
And it's hot in Trinidad and Tobago.
Oh yeah, I forgot that. I have cold, so I'm relating to my temperature, you know.
Right. It's kind of chilly here in Michigan. What about you, Joe? I know that you've done a lot. You how many trainings have you done in 2020? Because the
A
last
lot.
time we talked, it was a lot.
There's 20 plus, and I still keep joining another ones. I have recently joined Mind Valley Coaching, another one.
Yes,
I have
yes.
ongoing one with John Tallarico. I'm still on Power Voice, but I have finished all the other ones, and I had to postpone it. NLP, you know
Yeah.
what's NLP?
Yep.
Yeah.
You told me all about that.
Yeah, sorry. Because it requires you be there in person and practice with people, and
Mhm.
now it just wasn't possible with all these lockdowns and social distancing. So I had moved it to February next year. But when I'll combined all of the knowledge that I have acquired over this year, there will be weapons of mass construction for years to come for people, because when you're learning from the
Say that
best.
again. Say that again, because that was really cool. Weapons of what?
That's from Les Brown, so I'm not taking that quote, I'm just passing it on.
I know, but I like it. You didn't say destruction; it was
No.
construction.
Yes. What did I say?
It will be weapons of mass
Yes.
construction.
Weapon of mass construction.
Yes,
I think
building up.
we had enough of destructions,
Yes,
and as we have been created by Creator to create, that's another thing from Mr. Brown. Yeah,
yes.
let's create, let's construct, let's build people. We have been helped by his voice. There are millions of people around the world. Let's continue the legacy, be it
Yes.
his or ours. Let's continue it. There will be people coming after us going through any form of struggle we can imagine or we went through that will need help. And some of them might relate to you, some of them might relate to Beverly, some of them might relate to me or to somebody else. Who knows it?
And you and Beverly, I wish she was here right now. You guys had an amazing, amazing win for 2020.
Did we?
Yes, you did.
You see, my biggest problem is recognition of my own successes. So
I'm
can
going
you?
to tell you, because 2020 was a good year, and I, oh, I definitely had a great year, but you guys were able to speak to him in front of our Power Voice group. And he was able to help you both with your stories and how to inspire people. That was a huge win.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
was amazing.
That
I
was
mean,
sincere dream coming true.
yes.
Yeah.
Only in 2020. Only when we had the time to not be at work, busy, building someone else's empire. We have time
It
to
wouldn't have
build.
it wouldn't have happened if it wouldn't be for the circumstances going on around the world, because we have started building new corporation in March,
Yeah.
and we got shut down on the same day as a country when we were supposed to have training courses for top and lower management to go and start selling. Exact date,
Wow.
16th of March.
Wow.
So off it almost went. The corporation, you can imagine how much money and time is behind it, but that's not the end of the world.
No.
If he has, I mean, universe, creator, God, you can call it whatever you like it or whatever you can relate the best to. If he woke you up, there is a reason, and it's not because you need to be here, but someone needs you.
Absolutely. I just saw a really good quote, and I've been saying it because I do gratitudes every morning, and Joe, I think you do too. The quote is, I opened 2 really awesome gifts this morning. They were my eyes.
Yes.
Like, wow. Yeah. What a gift to be able to see. And when we just think about those what we take as small things that are really a huge thing.
or for granted.
Yeah, that's something that we should have gratitude for.
Absolutely. When I started with all these coachings that I have done this year, the first thing that they have told me was November last year, was 2019, to start with gratitude list. We from the guy that we have in Slovakia, he even created a diary for it. It's not
Nice.
diary where you are writing your business stuff, but stuff like gratitude and your plans and your achievements and so on. I didn't know what to write in there. That was what, 13 months ago. But then when this big hit came in March, you start realizing things that you took for granted, as I just said, or as ordinary, as normal. I went through COVID myself, and when you have a problems with breathing, that's not taken for granted anymore.
Right.
We
want
have
to
a
say hi to
guest.
Joe? We have a guest. Come on. Ready?
Hey,
Say hi.
hi.
How you doing?
You came here. You came to help, mommy?
Mm-mm.
No, you came to just talk for yourself?
Yeah,
What do you have to say to everyone?
just 10 times.
What, 10 times? Oh, because you heard us talking about gratitude? Yeah, we do. We do that every morning. We talk about 10 things that we're thankful for,
Very good.
right?
Mm-hmm.
So, what are some things that people can be grateful for?
Just a lot about
10. Okay, tell me 2. What are you grateful for? You want to sing your song real quick?
Mm-mm.
No?
I'm gonna write it down for myself. Tell me at least 2, please.
Do you want to sing it? What are you grateful for?
Nothing.
You tell me that you're grateful for your family, and you're grateful for your friends, right? Are you being shy now? Yeah. Okay. Can you go play? No. Okay. Well, we'll keep talking.
Yeah,
So,
we'll
yeah.
keep your company.
But that's something that we do every day. Is we do talk about.
That's really cool when we do it and then we celebrate.
We do. We talk about all the things that we're thankful for. And she has this song that she sings, and she says, "What are we grateful for? What are we grateful for? What are we grateful for?" And then she tells me, "I'm grateful for my blah, blah, blah." Right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. You're grateful for your toys and your books. And you tell me that you're grateful for our home
And you guys.
and for me and Sissy, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Bro, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Let me talk to Mr. Joe, okay?
I'm going to talk to
you. Okay. Well, be a good girl, okay?
You know what? I'm just realizing time is flying really fast. How old is she?
3.
3.
Yes.
3 is my birthday.
3
Was
is
it your birthday recently?
My age.
3 is your age, yes.
And when was your birthday?
You
In summer?
In May?
No.
No?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
Mom, you forgot. I'm actually in April, and my Linda is in June, so she's right in between us.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
And your
but I was
daughter's name is
saying
Linda?
Linda, yeah.
Okay, and this is London, like the city.
No, Linda, as in Spanish beautiful.
Yeah,
Linda.
and
Yeah.
my baby is London, like the city.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah.
LL.
Yeah.
Yeah, what I was saying, the time is flying fast. It seems just like yesterday I had her in one hand, and now she's nearly, a grown person.
Right? Yeah, they
And-
grow so
yeah.
fast. My oldest is 18, so yeah, time flies. You have to cherish every moment.
This is the best age, 3. After 3, there will come in no time.
I know. Yeah, she still thinks that she's a baby / big girl. It kind of fluctuates between the
Yeah.
days. You
My
know?
8-year-old she still thinks that she's a small baby, and then when I say her, "Oh, my poor baby," no, I'm not a baby. I'm a big
Right.
girl. Depend on a
You
certain.
know I'm a baby.
Is Beverly gonna come back to us? No.
She said no. I'm looking at the comments. Beverly said, guys, my internet's giving me trouble. I think it's a big distraction. So I'm not going to come back on. So keep going. You're doing a great job.
Okay, we'll just keep talking.
Right. Yeah. You want to talk to Mr. Joe with me?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you like mommy being home with you? Yeah.
Mhm. Hey,
What?
Joe.
Mr. Joe?
Mr. Joe,
Yes,
I want to tell you something.
I'm listening.
Well, there's something strange going on.
In where?
Just somewhere on my show.
Somewhere on your show. Are
We
you
have.
hijacking our show? You're hijacking
Look into this.
Because it's always boring.
What is going on with your show? Tell us.
I don't know. There's something strange when there's something strange.
I think we can rename this podcast, the show to create a
Miss
home.
Beverly's back. She's like, oh no, London. This is her show.
Yeah. Oh God, I'm looking at you. I say, oh, I saw you read the comments and I saw the facial expression.
Yeah.
Yeah, you all hear me?
Yes.
You all hear me? Yes, but it seemed like because my internet is giving trouble, I have a great delay. So that
Hold on.
you heard what I said, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
So I'm sorry about that. Yes, I was hearing you were speaking about all the accomplishments you had for 2020. And I'm saying in my mind, okay, I'm not as far as you are, but I do have my accomplishments that I'm very, very proud of also, and thanks a lot to Christine, who have been my mentor for that. I have started writing my book, The Pearl of Great Price. I told her, I'm going to start my book next year. And she was like, why put it off? Just start it. And I took her advice and I started it. So my book, yeah. And I'm giving myself this year to complete it. I am also a certified motivational speaker under the best of all, Les Brown. And one of my greatest accomplishments is being able to wake up and say, thank God for life. And to some people, they may not understand that. But for me, who have not had the will for such a long time to live, being able to get up now and say, thank God for life to me, and to really, really enjoy life. Being able to have the kind of peace of mind that I have right now, I am just ecstatic to say, oh, I have accomplished something great in my life that I could be able to say, thank God for life, And I was able to get some steps from Christine, which I was able to share with other people. And some things we take for granted, some simple steps that I am going to share right now with those of you who are watching, that Christine shared with me, and that others, John Tallarico, and listen, other motivational speakers. I really do not like to call names because I have a way of mixing up names. But some
Yeah, you
simple
keep calling me
steps.
caller.
What's that?
Yeah, I don't know why you keep calling me caller.
I'm calling you wrong. No, your name is listen. Oh God, don't let me act right. You have me looking on it to see your name. I've been calling the boy name wrong. Hello. Yes, but as, as I was saying, you know, just being able to get up in the morning and give God first thing in the morning thanks for 10 things. And it may seem simple, but I'm telling you, when you begin your day with that focus, somehow it continues on throughout the day. And you find more and more things to be thankful for. And that prayer, the serenity prayer, God, give me the serenity to accept the things that I cannot change. Up to this morning, I had a friend call me and was pouring her heart out to me. You know, she was having some struggles, and I encouraged her with that same prayer and encouraged her to listen to it because I try every night and every morning. Sometimes I don't quite make it, but there are times when I don't make it in the morning and the evening. You're going through the day, you put it on, you listen to it, and it helps a whole lot because what it does, what I've recognized is that whatever we focus on is whatever we become. If I focus on the things that I want to change, usually there is no change. But if I start focusing on what I want to become, I want to be grateful, I want to have peace, and I start focusing on putting these things in my system, things that I'm grateful for, things that bring peace of mind, being able to reach out and say, Lord, I really, really need the serenity to accept what I cannot change. And you just see your life just falling into steps, just changing and becoming so much more fulfilled, more satisfying. You know, they being able to send text now, guys. I have failed miserably a lot of days on this one, but I know it does work. Being able to send three texts to three persons who you find it hard to get along with, who see you as an enemy or who you see as an enemy, to be able to start eliminating all these bad vibes that we have in our life and to be able to be surrounded completely with positivity. Reading. Now, I started reading and sad to say I was not able to read every day as I would have liked, but I'm going back again at it and I'm going to be going at it. Now, the books that I read is kind of different to the books that you read. The books that I read are more books on mental health and psychology and those kind of things. That's the kind of books that I read. And there are
Beverly,
books out there. Mm-hmm.
one book that I want
Go
you to
ahead.
read is called
Yeah.
Becoming Supernatural.
Becoming Supernatural. By
Yeah.
who's the author?
Joe, his name is Joe Dispenza, Dispenza. Read that book. It's amazing. It's about a woman
Send
that can just read the book. It's about mindset and the power that you have to change your circumstances, including your
your
health.
yes, yes. I you would text it to me and I would make sure and look it up. And
Okay.
Joe, it's not Joe Cola. Okay? It's not I see it, I can get all excited. It's not Joe Cola.
Not yet.
Right. That's what I was
It's
Not
coming.
yet. And we are looking forward for it. We are definitely looking forward for it. But you know, what I'm saying is find things that encourage you. You know, there are promises that we can even find in the Bible, like I know the plans I have for you, plans to prosper you and not harm you. You know, the things like you are the head and not the tail, stuff like that, that is able to be uplifting
Mhm.
to us so that our mindset could be changed so that we could step into our purpose. And most of all to me is to be able to have a fulfilling and a satisfactory life.
Yes. High five.
You could have shared some books with your audience, Beverly, that are helping you. It might
Yeah.
help them as well, no?
I would, you know, well, I would have to go and get the books.
Oh, you
I
can put
did
them in
not
the
write
chat
them
Later.
later
down.
on. That's
I am very sorry, but I will share them. I will put them out on the
chat.
group and on my Facebook. I will make sure and do that. I will make sure and do that. I am. I must apologize that I do not have the list here right now.
No, you're okay. Don't apologize. I just thought that, when people see you overcoming your hard times and you have books that have helped you, they might relate to the
Yeah,
same book to help them. So I just thought that you might drop it into
yeah,
chat, the name of a book. Just the same way as you asked
yeah.
Kristen for the name of the book from Joe Dispenza.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I will get the books and I'll drop them in. I'll make sure and do that.
Kristen, you wanted to say something before, no?
Oh, I was just gonna say, hopefully my book. I sorry to keep
My
plugging.
book is coming
My book is coming
in.
February
Yes,
2021. It's called I Choose Joy, and there
I
will be.
choose. Ooh.
Mhm. I Choose Joy.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
I
it's
hear Joe everywhere.
joy.
Yeah.
Um, I the purpose for it being called I Choose Joy is because when you go through something that's difficult, when you go through
Mm-hmm.
trauma, when you are sad and depressed and you feel like no one else understands, what I came to learn is that you have to choose. Like, do you cry or do you keep going? And I chose to keep going, and my mission is to help other people to keep going. So there will be a course to go along with the book to get people through trauma and through depression. And then there will be a follow-up course on a pathway to professional success. But that book is going to focus on healing and how did I do it? And I'm going to show how my journal. So my journal is really just my way of how I healed through something that I didn't talk about for a year except to my therapist. And I guess that's another thing that we should probably encourage people as we go through 2020 is if this time is too much for you, then it is okay to seek out therapy. It is okay to seek out a counselor or a
Mm-hmm.
psychologist or a psychiatrist. And if medication is needed, then do that, take it, do what it takes to make sure that you keep yourself healthy. Your mind is part of your body, and we dwell within our body. And our brain, our mind, brain and mind are two different things to me, but your brain is a physical part of your body. So it is important to take care of it. And if anyone needs assistance or needs help in figuring out how to do that and you don't know where to start, please reach out to one of us or any of our colleagues. Connect with us somehow because all we want to do is help. So take care of
Yeah.
yourselves fully and wholly, your physical, mental, spiritual. I don't know if I missed anything, but all of you needs to be taken care of. not just a part of you. Do not overlook that. And yeah.
We are one.
It is very.
One is all and all is one.
Yes.
I just got taught
It
when
is
you were
very.
speaking that there's for sure some person that will say in the audience or will watch it later on or next year or whenever, yes, okay, but I don't have money. Yes, okay, but I don't have this. Okay, start writing it out on the paper. Just as you said now, Kristen, to journaling.
Journaling.
Whatever you feel that have hurt you, blocked you, stop you, or just something that you're not willing to talk to anybody and you can't go to therapist, just write it down. Write it out on a piece of paper and it will become your foundational stone for your future. I guarantee you that.
Yes. Yes. I mean, that's what helped me. I went to therapy. When I came back from Arizona, I left a job in order to have safety for me and my oldest daughter. And one, I didn't want to tell my family. And then two, I left the job. So I no longer had insurance. So I had to find a free therapist.
Yeah.
Luckily, I was able to do that. And it was completely free. But it was so helpful. And it actually was a student that was in a psychology program at Michigan State University. And I believe she was getting like internship hours by helping me through this with the organization that I went through called the EAR, or the Listening Ear, in East Lansing, Michigan. But that therapy, that counseling was key. You know, she was able to help me foresee things that I wouldn't have been able to foresee. She
Yeah,
helped me.
she wasn't in a box. I'm sorry. She was looking
Exactly.
at a distancing position as to a situation that is easier to solve than for you in the situation itself. Yeah.
Exactly. And so that's what therapy and counseling, and even if you have good counsel in someone that can distance themselves from what you're going through and just help you through it. So sometimes a pastor, a family member, a friend is good, but if they can't distance themselves from what you're going through, then maybe you have to find a third party outside of that is willing to take a chance on you and say, yes, I'll do this for you for free. But fight for your health, fight for your sanity. You know, I'm trying to think of the quote that Les talks about when he says, strength is
Ask for help because you want to remain strong, not because you're weak.
exactly. Yes, thank you. That is exactly what I was looking for. You see, we're connected. So
you see,
anyway,
when I said that we are all one, that it's not just a saying.
exactly.
Minds are connected.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's huge. You have to ask for help. You have to be strong enough to ask for it. And if you're not going to ask for it, do what it takes, because there is somebody out there rooting for you. There are people like us that want to see you survive and thrive, even if we never know you.
Yes, absolutely.
You matter. Everyone matters in this world. And we can go through some tough stuff. COVID is not easy. Isolation is not easy. Depression is not easy. Suicide and suicidal thoughts, that's a difficult thing to get through. And so many people have thoughts like that. But keep listening to the people that are pouring love and support into you. Just like with you, Joe, you listened to Les Brown at the Georgia Dome over and over and over again when you went through one of the toughest moments in your life. That's what got you through. And that's why he gave that speech. You know, when we talk, it's not just for this moment, because we know that somebody is going to go back and they're going to listen, and there's going to be that one thing that resonates with them. Play it over and over and over again until you believe it, because faith comes by hearing and hearing. And when we say hearing and hearing, that means repetition. And I know Beverly heard that. Faith comes by hearing and hearing. Listen and listen and listen until you believe that for yourself, wherever it is. Push out that negativity. And as we go forward to 2021, just remember that that positivity that you're looking for is also seeking you. That happiness that you want, it's there for you waiting.
Let's light up the world from inside, and the darkness will disappear by.
Like us. Yes. Yes.
High five.
I hear you speaking. I hear you speaking, Christine, and suicidal thoughts and that place of being suicidal is a really, really dark place. A really, really, really dark place.
Mhm.
And I will reiterate what you say. Sometimes we find ourselves waiting for persons to help to reach out. Reach out. Sometimes we don't have the persons around us to give us the kind of help that we do need. But there are always we are now afforded the use of the internet, where we can get all kind of things. There are so many great speakers out there. One of these speakers that I listen to is, well, he is not just a motivational speaker. He is a preacher. Other than TDJ, is Michael Todd. And to me, Michael Todd is, what's that?
Keep going. I'm just going to come back to TDJ because I love that man. He got me through. Keep going.
Yes. And also his daughter, Sarah J.
Yes.
She is also a very, they are preachers, but they are motivational preachers. They help you to come to terms with who you are and who you can be, And so surround yourself with it. Surround yourself with the positive things so that you can, listen, I am a living testimony that you can get out of where you are. And I'm telling you, I did not have persons in my space to take me out. Not that I didn't have, my family have always been there. But many times when you have persons around you, even though they are there for you because they have not been in that place where you are at, they don't always know the right thing to say and the right way to go about, helping you. But if you want life, and which life is a beautiful thing, life is a really, really beautiful thing. And if you want life and you want more, you would just grasp hold of what it is, what it has out there, and there are enormous things. You will see me get up, right? I am so sorry because I'm the host of this program, and it would seem like my guests are more prepared than me. I am sorry about it, but I went to get the books that I read, and for me, I was diagnosed with psychotic depression, and I got to find out, and again, there are a lot of times that persons, you hear people say that, people who are suicidal is because they feel hopeless and so many different things. But there's one thing that I found out when I seek for help, when I looked for the kind of help that I needed. And that is, there's something that can cause you also to be suicidal, and that is a hormonal imbalance. And the hormones that is responsible for it is called the cortisol. And so this is one of the books. I don't know if you'll be able to see it good, but it is The Cortisol Connection, Why Stress Makes You Fat and Ruins Your Health by Sean Talbot. And it is able to, within it, I was able to get natural remedies for my sleeping disorders, find out why I was having such bad sleeping disorders, find out why my mental capacity was so off. And so there are so many things out there, you know. For me, sexual abuse is my background. For years, I was sexually abused. And so The Courage to Heal was a lovely book, a guide for women survivors of child sexual abuse. This one is by Ellen Beast and Lauren Davis. And there's some women's sexual after childhood incest. All these were lovely books and guides that was able to
Hold them
help
up.
me.
Hold them up again.
Say it again.
Hold
Hold
it up
them up.
again for a little bit longer. Yeah.
So yeah, so we have The Courage to Heal, and The
Yeah.
Courage to Heal is by Ellen Beast and Laura Davis. Right? And there was another one that I was reading also that it helps you to see how important your mind is, and how you can bring healing to your body by changing your mindset, by how you think. You know, this doctor was actually talking about the fact that he's oh Lord, he's a surgical doctor. And you know, he was saying he speaks to his patients before and get them in a calm place and let them know that, listen, it's all about the mind. And he said it was so thing that there was this one patient that they needed to give anesthesia to do her surgery. And they forgot. And they were doing this surgery without any anesthesia. I hope I'm pronouncing it correct. But they were doing it without it. And the nurse saw, and he said, look, you know, you all did not use it. And he said, you know, don't say anything. The patient was able to go through the surgery, and all because of the mindset, all because of, and that is how, you know, the other day we were talking about how
What
the
book was
mind
that, Beverly?
was able,
What book?
that I cannot, I have to get that book. I have to
No
get
worries.
that book.
No worries. Okay.
But yeah, listen, I don't remember. Sorry. I have a thing that I don't remember, and I do not have it here with
It's
my
okay.
You're
book.
okay.
I
You're
don't
okay.
know if I lent out that book, so I may have lent it out. But
Okay.
the mind is able, we are able to use our mind to heal ourselves. And all we have to do is be able to get into the right mindset. And again, there are endless things out there for us to tap in, sources for us to tap in, to be able to get to that place where we can have the kind of rich life that we want to live.
A happy life.
Yeah.
You know, as you
A
mentioned
happier life, a much
before,
more
cortisol,
fulfilling life.
you mentioned cortisol before. That's a stress hormone. And the fastest way how to lower
Yes, it is.
cortisol is through hugging, through hugs of loved ones,
Ex-
because hugs produce
Yes.
oxytocin in the brain, and that eliminates the cortisol.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm. Thank
Mm-hmm.
you, Joe.
It
We
is.
got some weight loss going on. High five to that. When you're stressed, get a hug.
That's
When you're
Yeah.
stressed, get a
And you
hug.
know what's precious about hugs? You can't give one and not getting one.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Because even if you give yourself a hug, you're hugging yourself.
Yeah, see?
Yes, yes, yes,
Two for price
yes.
one.
So plenty hugs, plenty love. And even with COVID, a little, listen, again, the mindset. If I know that Christine really checked for me without that hug, physical hug, I still will feel that hug, that intimacy that will make a difference on my mindset. Because what happened is that cortisol is oh, I don't think right now we over the hours, so I can't really, but we would come back and we would have one on mental health and we would talk about cortisol because a lot of persons too who, as you say, who are obese at this time and going through a lot of stress, um, this hormone could be the problem. So we would take the time off at some point in time to
Yeah, but I
discuss
think it's all connected to
cortisol.
mental health, you know. So I think it went.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. It is. It has to do because cortisol is it's a hormone that the body it's a defense mechanism so that when I am under stress, it produces cortisol. So if you are always under stress, then you have you understand there's a overplus of cortisol, and that could cause some real problems um
Yeah.
in our everyday life.
Yeah, and you can
Yeah,
get rid of it
and
very fast by
these are
hugging someone.
say it
Yeah.
again.
You can lower it too with deep belly breathing.
Yeah.
But when we do
Yeah.
when we talk about mental health, let me know. I have two people in mind that are
Yeah, but
Okay.
when you're really stressed out, you don't realize you're not realizing that the cortisol level is up. You're just too stressed out. What will calm you the fastest way down? If you take, for instance, your child and you hug your child, you're calmer all
Mhm.
of a sudden.
mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Back to
I
basics.
think we
Right.
underestimate.
I like that.
I think we underestimate our human connection and
That's what
the
Corona is
difference.
teaching us.
Mm-hmm.
What's that?
That's what Corona is teaching us. Get back to basics on being human.
Yes.
Yes. Yes. Yes. Yes. I think that Joe is taking over for Craig tonight. Craig is
You what?
usually the hug guy. Craig, uh, uh, you
Ah,
know
yeah,
Craig,
Craig
right?
Sapolsky,
On
yeah. Oh,
yes,
hugs
he is
to
the hug
everyone.
guy. Oh, he is all about the hugs. He is all about the hugs all the time. Yes, uh, we have to. It's past the hour,
Yeah.
so we have to wrap up tonight. So we would give our last points as to what we want to leave persons with. Christine, then Joe, and we wrap up. I wrap up.
Okay. So 2020 has been a roller coaster. If you need help, please seek it. But remember, 2020 has brought about a lot of good things. Again, I am super excited about my book. I have my podcast called The Core. There will be about 5 new episodes that will be released at the beginning of 2021. So be on the lookout for that. It's called The Core, THE space COEUR, and it can be found on Anchor, Spotify, Google Podcast, Apple Podcast, various, pretty much any platform where you can look for it, it is there. And you can also find me at kristenbrook.com.
Nice. Joe?
I'll try to be short and sweet. You know, it doesn't matter what you're going through your or in your life through at the moment. You have gone through hard stuff in your past, and you have survived 100% of it. All it matters is where are you focusing your energy, whether or on fearing or believing that you're going to pull through stronger, and you will. If you need help, just ask for it. I don't have a book yet, but it's coming in 2021, hopefully. But you can find me on Facebook under the name that you see on a screen, or Joe Kohler Inspires behind that. Website is the same, but it's not launched yet. So that's my goal into 2021, to put on a coaching and mentoring programs along with webinars and free consultations for people who can't afford it. There's going to be free stuff available as well. As I mentioned in the beginning of this podcast, weapons of mass construction, 2021.
Mhm.
Let's hear our host.
Mhm. Well, I cannot emphasize put too much emphasis on what Christine and Joe have said before about seeking and getting help. I have problems with remembering. My mind black out a whole lot. And that is from not seeking help. Two things I want you to know. One, the importance of seeking help. And two, never, ever, ever allow anything, any circumstances, anything that you go through, or any challenges that you have to keep you back from doing what you are called to do. When God called Moses, Moses said, I stomach God. I can't do this. He said, hello, I'm calling you. You have what I want. And what you don't have, I will make up for it. When it's your purpose, there's nobody else that can do it but you. Move forward. Don't allow nothing to keep you back. If you have to learn while you're on your way, you do that. But do not allow anything to keep you back, because this life is worth living. You are a pearl. What I would like persons to know, you are a pearl of great price. You are worth it. You are worth every single moment that you put time into taking care of you. You are worth it. And I'd like to say, shine bright like a diamond. For me, next year, you can look forward to see my book, A Pearl of Great Price. Of course, pearl started with me. I see myself as a pearl of great price. And for those who could see the logo up on the right-hand side of the screen, it's Pearl Foundation. And Pearl is for people elevated for an active revolutionary lifestyle, which means I'm planning to shine bright like a diamond to make sure that there are persons who will be going along this journey with me. I would also be beginning, I will be partnering with Pastor Reed. He is a counselor and he has a ministry, Grace Ministry, and we would be establishing a mental health facility where persons are able to come and be able to learn how to change your mindset. I will give you further information on it as the year go on. So you can find me on Beverly Briggs on Beverly Briggs on Facebook. It was lovely. The conversation was lovely.
Yes.
Christine, Joe, oh my God.
Thank you for
I
having
am
me,
just
Queen.
so elated to be
Thank
talking.
you.
You know, it's always a pleasure. It is always when I heard Christine was coming back, I was like,
Yes.
every part of me was just, Joe, it's not that I wasn't jumping up for you, eh? But you know, you have been around, but Christine have been off the grid a little bit, you know? So everything inside me was, oh yes, 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 yes. And so, you know, tonight you could see my internet was giving problems. That and all threw me off a little bit, but you all was able to just carry on the program. And I'm so grateful for that. Christine, you see why I need you?
I'm sorry.
Love you. No, I said, Christine, you see why I need you? Love you guys.
Otherwise,
I really
Joe
do
would have
love
been
you
like,
guys. Joe knows.
Joe would have
Listen.
kept on. You would have kept going. Joe, who?
Yes, he would
Joe
have.
Clark.
He would have.
Joe? Who's that? Who that? Who that?
You saying
Joe's gonna
cola?
make
I
you lose your
understand
mind.
it's not
Up
cola.
in here, up in here.
Up in here, Les Brown. You know, Les Brown, let's kill me with this thing. But y'all have a pleasant night.
You too.
And a Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.